Hi everyone. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're enjoying the Christmas week. We have about 1 week to Christmas.
1 week to Christmas, man.
Only 1 week.
One.
I'm trying to remember. During this time when we were growing up. By now we are friends with the neighbors who have those Christmas trees where we used to cut them from. Because this time you go to greet them, because in about 3 or 4 days you're going to go to them to give you.
Lucky you that you had good friends. You saw Christmas trees. For us, we used to see them on newspapers. And the newspapers would reach after Christmas. So,
So what did you use to use for decoration during Christmas?
Balloon. That was.
What did you use to put balloons on? I didn't have something like
just put the balloons 3-4 in the house. And maybe the parent had gone somewhere and bought those shiny stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Is disco lights or
disco light? Where, boss? Disco light, we came to know them when we are already grown up, man.
Now I'm trying to relate the shining things you're talking about.
Disco light, it was the lamp. It was enough. Not the power, electricity. Yes. Those traditional lamps.
The traditional lamps used to have like how many?
Like 3-4. They're enough.
And that was a time where I remember Christmas week. You'd get some gifts. Maybe you used to get clothes, shoes.
Yeah. That was the most significant thing, that you were sure at Christmas. During Christmas, at least you'd wear a new shirt. You'd bathe very early in the morning, put on the new clothes. But man, now, and chapatis.
Yes,
hey, chapatis were delicacy.
Man, I think I remember things that were mashed. I knew you're going to take soda. I knew I'm going to eat on a clay plate, not these plastic plates. I knew. You have freedom to go into the sitting room. You have freedom to be anywhere in any corner of the house. Christmas, but after Christmas, there are some chairs you're not supposed to sit in. They see you there.
You are set to default. Default mode.
You go back. I think they used to press the reset button on Boxing Day.
But that time, Christmas meant something. There was something different with Christmas. Not like nowadays. Nowadays, I don't feel. There's that feeling of Christmas, which nowadays I don't think it's there.
Nowadays, even you feel, when you start seeing some people over calling you get worried. Now this one wants an invitation for Christmas. Anyway, guys, welcome to the Bucket Podcast. Definitely, it's me, Ian Lana, and Laban. Yep. On the other side, I first of all want to say thank you for always chilling with us. We are honored. We are always blessed to have you guys listen to us, and I hope you guys are learning something, and I hope you're also being meaningful.
Yeah, true. I've had some feedbacks, not so many, and thank you so much for those who have always been tuning in, looking forward for the next episode. We salute you. So indeed, you are a source of inspiration.
Wow. Anyway, guys, not to waste a lot of your time. I know most of them are now asking, do they have anyone on set?
Hey, I don't know. Today I'm so excited. And this man is a man of he's a man of hype.
Yeah, so, I didn't know. I'm even trying to give myself space
today, because man, I don't know whether we should start with we should welcome you with something
with the hype.
All right, hype.
Ladies and gentlemen, today in the house, today we are starting it in style. People are even wondering why we have music in the background. Because today the guy we have is a guy of so many colors.
Yeah.
A guy of all emblems. I think if he was in the army, he would be a general.
A commander.
A commander-in-chief.
I'm telling you, 5-star general.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Elshadai. Yeah. Mr. Elshadai.
After that introduction, I don't think I have anything to say. It's one introduction that will put me in a lot of trouble.
One thing you should know, Mr. Elshadai, is that you are so much loved in Backyard.
Wow,
Man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I think every time we talk about hype or every time we talk about people with big minds, Elshadai's name, serious stuff, by the way.
I should just get a boys' quarter somewhere to just chill with you, because with that introduction, I just feel home, and it's always amazing to be around people of a like mind, and it's interesting to be here at the Backyard Podcast. You guys are doing a very incredible job. Big up to the entire management. Amen. And whoever got into this idea, may God bless them so much.
I mean, today you're dressed like an Englishman. I mean,
that's how I always dress, most especially in my leisure time.
So how are you dressed in your busy time?
In my busy time, you'll find me, when I'm so busy, I am doing hype. And such kind of clothes can't do hype.
I know.
I am up and about.
So hype is your business.
It's I actually have no side hustle. Every assignment that I'm given, it is always a full-time job. The same way I will do hype is the same way I will definitely be on radio. The same way I will MC. So it is the same energy. I have no side gig.
Sometimes we fail. I fail. I believe I'm not alone in this corner. I fail to place Elshadai in a particular place when it comes to entertainment. So,
he's blessed in every area.
And you are right, Ian, because personally, I've also been into that dilemma, trying to put myself in a particular category, but I've found trouble doing that. Not trouble in a very bad way, but because, number one, I like to solve problems. So if I see a problem happening in the neighbor's house, I will poke my nose into it and solve that problem.
And there is a way you fit in a particular place. Like, whatever piece you put there, it fits so good that it makes us think that you're actually an expert in that particular place.
But before we go far, did I even introduce myself? This let me tell you, Ian, if you're home, you don't need to introduce yourself, because the people you're around with, you're already buddies, but you feel like no need for introduction.
No, but for those who are watching us,
somebody who would want to know, who is this Mr. Elshadai?
Okay, I think this would have come first, but anyways, real quick one. I'm Joseph Elshadai, born from a very humble very humble background, I would definitely say, with less privileges, but we managed to make our way to the top. I picked a few inspirations from those that came before us, and here we are. I am a media personality by the grace of God. I believe He has blessed me in this industry for a reason. Yes, so I would say I'm here by calling. It's not that passion. It is not that I really want to, but I believe God has given me the grace to be in this place. So it's not a coincidence. I love to solve problems, and I want to see things being done the right way. That is the number one thing. I prefer excellency above everything, because I serve a God of excellency. And then lastly, I would say I am an introverted extrovert.
Introverted
extrovert. I always want my space. I want to be quiet. And if I am around people, I would definitely want to be around happy people. Yes, exactly.
I'm trying to imagine the Elshadai. When he says the part of he wants to be quiet, he wants those quiet places.
You try to.
I'm definitely
trying to imagine the spaces I found him. He doesn't look like someone who likes spaces where you're quiet. It looks like
24/7.
And that's actually one of the biggest problems I've encountered. To convince people that I love to be quiet. And even if I try to be quiet, people will ask, Elshadai, are you sick?
Are you okay?
Are you okay? I am like, I'm okay. Can someone be quiet for 2 hours? But I always want to be quiet. And if at all you find me at my home, I just love, worship, low music. But when you find me out, I will definitely be hyped up for say what a love, what a love.
So maybe just to ask, in your time, what percentage are you home? in those quiet places? Because I'm trying to imagine, because me, I've almost seen you most of the time. You are into the say what love.
Exactly. I think my moods are always at around 10%. Sincerely speaking, up to now, it is hard to convince my neighbors. If you find them and tell them that guy works on radio or TV or is a hype man, they will say that's not the guy we see here when he's at home.
So you want to say that even your neighbors don't know that you work on radio?
Just a few of them found out recently when they were maybe flipping through TV and they landed on me. That's when they came and told me, we saw you on TV. We saw you. I was like, that's not me. But after how many years? 2 years in that neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah. So I always want to be quiet. And even if I'm home, you'll never see me out most of the times. I'm always locked inside. So I always want my space.
What are some of your hobbies?
One of my biggest hobby is sleeping.
Yeah, that's okay. No, ladies, you are the first man I've had with that hobby.
Yeah, I love sleeping.
Yeah.
And I wish I would definitely sleep during day and work at night. But one of my biggest hobbies is soccer. I love playing soccer. I love music. I also love reading. Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing. It's just a quick one. Since you said soccer, we have World Cup this weekend. Whom do you think is taking the trophy?
You would have actually asked me, who did I think will take the World Cup? But soccer is soccer. It's a game of surprises. You'll definitely be gotten on the right side of the prediction. But looking at the 4 teams, I think Argentina and France now have a higher chance to winning this. But, I think France has the biggest percentage for now. Leave the factors constant because we never know. Anything can happen. But I would prefer to see an African, team at the finals. Morocco, it's still in the race. But, I think France are favorites.
Me, I'm still dying with Morocco. I still believe.
And you will be buried with your hopes.
I don't know whether to mention the name, but my friend Ian here, his team got eliminated.
Just in group stages.
At least they got to quarter.
Yeah, at least we went to quarterfinals.
Quarters. And there's a song he put on his status. Mutima. There's a song.
Yeah. By the way, man, that song, it had been so long without hearing that song. But now we are watching the match here. Of course, most of us were heartbroken, including Kupi Bly.
Exactly.
Man, but Kupi Bly, I think, is the worst person to watch a match with. I think he needs to, when you watch with him, you need to have chains on the screen or a cage. Otherwise, on that Brazil match, we are not going to remain with a screen. But anyway, Elshadai, it's amazing to have you onto the Bucket podcast.
I just feel, privileged. Who am I to be here at the backyard? Very many things have actually come out of this space.
Wow.
I've had a number of great stories from this space, and I've seen a number of amazing products from this very space. And I think each and every single person out there, I would love to associate with Backyard. Man. So who am I? I'm just here seated, I would say, on the right hand of the Father, and the left hand of the Son, and I am the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
Amen. But let's get the ball rolling. Elshadai, definitely, we know you went to school, so we will not baggage you with that load. Let's go straight into the entertainment industry, because I, for one, got to know you, I don't know when. I used to hear about Elshadai, but now I have the opportunity that most of the people watching here, including Laban, to know, when does this journey start?
The journey to media starts with it actually didn't start very many years ago, but I think when it started, it was intentional. I started my journey, I think, 2018 into media. After coming out from high school, 2014, I sat home. Seriously, I didn't want to go waste money to school. So 2014, I finished senior 6, went into other things because literally I was a very little boy then. You would actually, I wish you would see me. Very short.
Yeah.
I didn't have any idea whatsoever on what I wanted to be, or even have anything that I wanted to study. And on top of that, even the resources were not enough. So I was like, instead of going to school just because I have to go to school and study BBA, study social science, why waste all this time?
Study KKK.
I started business started working in Owino Market, try to help people,
What were you doing in Owino Market? I hope it's not what I'm thinking, because that would be the...
It is exactly what you're thinking. I used to hold bottles of empty bottles.
Yeah.
Then we start calling customers. Bidi, 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 and then bidi,
I
bidi.
had the loudest voice. So
No wonder.
every employer would want me to be on their stall because I would call customers from afar. So that's how I got into the space. Nembera Mowino for some good time. 2018, then 2014, 2015. 2016, I got a job at Freedom City. I became a cleaner. As other people closed their shops, for us we were coming on job to mop and sweep, clean that particular space, the kids' park. Then I would work there at night, and then during the day I had particular apartments that I would clean, as I also ran other errands there and there. So around 2017, 2018, one of my foster moms took me to a particular shop in town. So I got a job there. Started to, I had done fine art in high school, so I started to actually design these thatches. Thatches?
Yes.
Design them, so some of the designs you used to see around town then were out of my. So we used to do that, but as we used to do that, by that time I think I got served 2012. That was when I was in senior 4, but still the journey was still a little bit.
Was it the examination pressure that made you get born again?
Actually, I got born again after doing my exams. So in that vacation, that's when I met Christ. So during that period, I think after senior 6, I also got a privilege to go into a Bible school during that vacation. So I went to Bible school. By then, I didn't know anything about the Christian entertainment. I find my friend, one of my friends there, I think you've heard about a guy called Mayumba.
Yes.
Yes, I find Mayumba.
Up to now, okay, maybe one time I'll ask him. Why Mayumba?
It's called Brigand Shelters. I think shelters comes from Mayumba, so you want to make it, to localize that there. So I go to Word of Life Bible Institute. I find Mayumba there. I'm going to do actually a course about discipleship. I find Mayumba there. I was struggling with secular music. So Mayumba introduces me to gospel music. It was like, wait, guy, instead of this music, listen to this music. And guess what? Which song he gave me to listen to. And up to now, that song still lives new in my life. It was a song from Fortune Spice. It was called Dala. Asaye bisagaze bitangire bitiba bikwasiza ngira kono Simon Peter Mayapa gwanonda supportinga ameza byonna byesiga yalina ebyo byononya akwata gasanja bavu. Alright then, we are homicide. So that song really worked wonders into my life, and that's when I was introduced to gospel music. So I got to learn about very many things. So he introduces me to Fortune Spice. He later introduces me to Pompey, and up to now I think I'm one of the biggest fans of Pompey in Uganda here. He introduces me to quite a number of different artists that I didn't know. So that's when I get into the space. How I get into media, I also don't know. But long story short, as I was working on that particular shop, we used to have a radio to listen to music, but most of the times we used to listen to Galaxy FM. But one day, I was like, I need to fill this void of secular music with Christian music. And at home where I used to stay, we were listening to so much of the hill songs, the casting crowds, because it was a pastor's home. You understand? So I was not so much exposed to this kind of, this generation's music, the vibey music.
Wait a minute, you said your foster mother.
Yeah.
My
my foster parents, the father is a pastor. So the mother now introduces me to the shop. So that's when I get to that. So long story short, one day, I think I remember very well, one day I tried to actually switch through the channels to look for good music, to listen to the good music. I landed on Spirit FM. And I think I remember very well, it was King Wesley there. It was a Saturday, and there was a program called the Big 20 Countdown. Oh God. They're so kind to walk in. I asked my friends, is this gospel music? They're like, that's gospel music. I was like, now? This is exactly. I was introduced to a new kind of set of music that I loved so much. So that's when I used to now hear from Spirit FM, there is this party, there is this concert, so I get into the space. I start now going to Christian events. I remember very well, went to the Beat Connect. I remember there was Laugh Loud Rev, a couple of events. So I got into there. But that was the event.
But how do I now go into media to say I want to study media? One day I was listening to radio. No, it was TV. I was watching TV, and this was a Christian station. One of the presenters stood on national TV and made a statement that to me felt was out of ignorance. And my heart was so burdened. I was like, no, I can do better than that person. First of all, he's not informed. I speak better English than him. Even if it was Luganda, I can speak good Luganda. And I was like, no, I think our generation is past this. We need people who speak to us with a point of information when they are very well knowledgeable and they can definitely speak to us, with authority. Because Ian Lana, when you stand behind this microphone and speak something, there is a young kid who's going to listen to you and take that as gospel truth. Once you give them something that is not factual, fake information, false information, they are going to rally on that. And once they find out the truth, they are now going to blame you. So I was like, I can do better than this person. Remember, I had not now known what I should do. So I asked myself, what do people on radio and TV do? That's when I got to learn that they do journalism. Journalism. You understand? So I was like, okay, let me look for money, because I was paying for my tuition then. I looked for money with this job that I had. Once I collected some money to take me for a semester, I was like, okay, what's the best institute or university that teaches journalism? Because first of all, I knew how to speak. I was all over microphones, to host youth events in our church, around parties. Every time there was a birthday party, they would say, Elshadai Guayogeda. And I didn't know why. Maybe they saw something in me, and they introduced me to the microphones. So that's when I said, okay, what? I went to Makerere Business Institute. I paid, I was admitted, paid my first semester. I started, studying journalism. When I got there, I was like, can't I just leave everything around and study only radio? Because my heart was sold out for radio. Because I had Wesley on radio. I loved him so much. It was a very great inspiration. I was like, I want to be like this guy. I went into radio. I was like, temunsomesa birala byonna nze nsobola okusoma radio yokka sebaya Kiswahili nebaga katiza Kiswahili sociology, but I had to actually study them, unfortunately. Era nabisoma bulungi nnyo, but my heart was sold out on radio. So before I knew it, I was all over parties, Christian parties. Whenever I would see an opportunity, I would take it with, both hands. Whenever they would love someone to speak, I would definitely grab the microphone, welcome people, make people happy, make them feel comfortable, and all those things. So that's how I got into media. One day, before I even graduated from school, because up to date, I've not yet graduated.
You gave up. I think once you saw.
I did
you
give up.
reached-
I completed, and I did my end of year exams.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the graduation. But I got my first job when I was even still in school.
Wow, that's amazing.
So,
That's an amazing.
I remember very well how I got into media. I was home. It was a lockdown. Recently, the first lockdown that came, someone gave me a call. It was like, there is something we want to try to do on TV. And we've searched for the right person. We failed. But we've seen the works you're doing. We definitely need you. By that time, I was hosting a youth fellowship at KPC. I was doing a number of youth camps, hosting those entertainment nights. I was doing a lot of street quiz, doing what, and even my personal things. So I think that's how people spotted. So I should also encourage a young person out there that whatever you're doing, don't just do it for yourself. Just get to know that someone out there is watching your craft, is watching what you do. But someone is definitely looking at you. Nagamba, this guy has something different. So someone calls me and is like, can we meet on this day? It's okay. It's okay. I was like, okay, I will show up. It was lockdown. Fortunately enough, I had a bicycle. I rode my bike. I went to the station. They told me, this is what we want to do. Can you do it? I was like, I cannot do it. I cannot give you assurance, but let me try. So I tried out something. And on that very day, I aired on TV.
Wow.
How did you feel?
When I say I felt amazing, that will be an understatement. But to me, I felt like this is now a dream coming to reality. Something that I've invested in for quite a number of time, even without knowing, has definitely yielded. And that reminds me of the Bible that says, I do not, give up on doing good, because in due time you're going to harvest or reap. So I felt very good. My mom had watched me on TV. A number of other people had watched me. I was like, guys, tune in. Today, at this time, I'm going to air. So all my friends were like, you need to watch. They watched me the first week, the second week, and that's how I got into TV. That was my first job on Spirit TV, and I did some incredible work there. When I got into the space, I tried and erred. They gave me an opportunity to rethink, to relearn, is it called scrabbling? I messed up a number of times, but they gave me the chance to actually be better. So that's how I got into TV at the end of the day. And then radio, still the same story. I was from the Media Challenge Initiative. They had done some good work there. I was into the fellowship program and won a couple of awards there. So I got into the space. They had started an online radio. So I was like, why not? Give me an opportunity. Let me try and see if it works. If it doesn't work, well and good. So they gave me an opportunity, started to air online. And yes, here we are after all that time.
You look like a risk taker, because in all your stories, like, let me try and see. Let me try and see if it doesn't work. Though some people first want to prepare themselves until they are ready for the opportunity.
Let me tell you, Laban and Ian, you can never understand or measure your ability if you've not done something. You have to first try and see. Now I should do this to better myself. But if you fear to start something, you're not going to do it. And all the people that we've read about, they have not started at the peak. Everyone has a starting point, and they didn't start well. So if I think everyone has to take risks, because we all have no knowledge about the future. You might start from here, and the next time you see, you're one of the biggest people that are celebrated into the space.
Wow, it's quite amazing, and your journey is very somebody want to hear more. But there's this one question. You have said where your journey started and the passion started when you listened to Wesley. Now there's that picture that came to your mind of you being behind the mic. You are talking to audience that you cannot see, and that drove you to even going further to studying. So once you got to the industry, there's this mental picture that we always create in mind. This is how the industry, I'm going to be like this. Yeah. But when you get to the industry, you find that it's totally different. How did you ever experience such a thing? And if so, how did you manage? How did you mitigate and fit yourself in the system?
That's a very hard question. Because honestly speaking, if you're very far from something, you will never know how it operates. You never know the dynamics around it. When someone looks at Ian from a distance, they will have a perception of who Ian is. And when someone gets close to Ian, they will totally have a different perception as well.
True.
So I started as a fan of gospel music and the entire industry. And I would have a different perception before I got into now the industry itself. So when I got into the industry, the stories changed. The perception is totally changed because we've seen a number of different things into the industry that are not really so much structured. And to me, as I told you, I love to solve problems. I got into the industry. I was exposed to a number of problems that the industry is mostly faced with, and no one is giving attention to them, or no one is actually taking the responsibility to solve those very problems. And these problems are actually going on one after the other. They are piling. But what we have done as stakeholders, we've decided to give a blind side. No one wants to talk about the bad things in the industry. When someone comes to talk about them, he's considered a threat. So I got into the industry with a lot of passion, with a lot of enthusiasm. I was like all over the place. I want to do this. Kumbe, there are people who are seeing you as a threat. You want to be here, you want to also be here. You want to also, it is not how we thought it was or it is. I remember very many people used to block us from accessing a few things, a few opportunities, a few platforms. So, in other words, there is a lot of hatred in the industry. There is a lot of hypocrisy in the industry. Someone laughs at you today. Tomorrow they are speaking something false about you. They are trying to tarnish your name. You understand? So, the industry is actually, I don't want to use this word, but I think it's the right word to use. It's weakened. In a fact that a lot of evil things are going on, but no one wants to talk about them. Something which is wrong, because the industry keeps on bringing in a lot of different people. It brings in a lot of fans who turn to be also stakeholders into the industry. So as they hear all these things going on, Ian and Laban, someone is not always happy. You understand? Yet they take, the radio presenters, TV presenters, the artists, you understand, the DJs, to be like, oh, holy and holy thou art. You understand? And yet, this is the opposite thing that really happens. So I think there are quite a lot of different things that need to be changed. So my expectation was a little bit flipped the other way around.
Elshadai, hearing you speak all that you've said, I really want to understand. You come into the industry of from wherever you came from. You decide to do media, and you've done media. You see yourself for the first time on TV. You go into radio. But what I want to understand in the element of all that, what kind of discipline do you? Because for the fact we've seen you elevate. At least I'm one of the people who used to see you on Spirit TV. I mean, for like hours, and the guy is jumping up and down, and I'm like, what kind of energy drink that this guy used? But for the fact there's been an elevation, what kind of principle do you stand on? Because just like you admiring King Wesley, I'm sure right now there's somebody watching this and feels like, I really want to be like a gentleman. You get? So what kind of principle that has helped you to elevate where there is a lot of growth with you from one level to another. Yes.
I would definitely be precise because this principle, I've seen it work, and I would say it is the master plan for me. And this is the fear of the Lord. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 1 that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Yeah.
So if you fear God in everything that you do, you're definitely going to attain wisdom.
Yeah.
And everyone who has wisdom has the ability to discern what is good and what is right. I can be able to understand. Yes, however much this is a very good opportunity for me, I am not called for this opportunity, for this platform. So I know. Is it a good opportunity for me? So I have the wisdom to discern. And of course, if I have the wisdom, because of the fear of God, there are lots of things that are going to come in return. Because, God wants to also uplift those who fear Him at the end of the day. Because if you stick to that principle, God does not want to put you to shame. Because number one, you obey and fear Him. You live by His principles. Once He tells you, Laban, this is what you're supposed to do, and you do it, you're definitely going to yield at the end of the day. There are lots of opportunities that have been brought to me, and I'm like, you know what? These do not align with my values, and I'm going to put them down, regardless of maybe the money being given to me, regardless. Quite a number of people come, I'm like, no, I don't want to attach myself to this. Or can you do this and this? Things that are not in line with my belief as a Christian or as someone who fears God. So the principle is simple: fear God, and you get wisdom. And once you get wisdom, you will be able to actually know what to do in the right time, in the right season. And maybe the other principle is that I've actually believed, and it really works. There is time for everything. And I understand pretty much. However much I am so passionate about something, if it's not my time, I will not get there. If it's Ian's time, let Ian shine in his time. If it's Laban, Laban is going to shine. Whether you fight him or not, he's definitely going to make it. With your help or without your help, he will definitely make it. Once God decides that at this particular moment in time, Elshadai will be on TV. I think we need to understand seasons and times, and also walk into them, because you do not need to fight me, because you've not placed me in that place. Let who has given me the opportunity to be that place, he will know. But the problem we get is that we do not utilize the time given to us. We think time is going to be on our side all the time.
It's going to wait for us.
Exactly.
It's chilling with us.
So Ian, once you do not use this opportunity here, in the one local podcast here, but I have a few hours here. So if I don't maximize this time that I have, I'm going to lose it. That's why Ian bw'anaaba azze ng'ate tayimu ye n'atandika okubeera ow'akabi ate nze ejja kulabanga Ian anwanisa osegera oba Ian anyingiridde. But if I know time yange badde ya myaka 2 balabyeko ku TV radio balabyeko, let me step aside to make way for a young person coming in. That will definitely help us. So 2 principles: fear God and also know your time, because God is the perfect timer. He knows everyone, and He knows everyone's season. He will bless you in your season, and He will bless someone else in their season as well.
Wow. Elshadai. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Diving into the main reason why we have Elshadai here.
So all along we've been introducing. 1 hour we've been on introductions. And I think let's story I think I was
one of the main gists of this podcast is there are so many people who have done things in the background that have contributed to the growth of the industry, the gospel industry as we see it. And you're one of those guys. You're one of those guys whom we are supposed to call a stakeholder without any fear, because there's a product that you've set, and it's a platform for so many people, especially craftsmen in our gospel industry. So having had this church loves, most of us, most of the people go to understand church loves on this second edition. I think it was the second edition.
But the whole story for the first edition.
Yeah.
But we want to understand where, because me personally, I think I got to first of all know you from the comedy side before I got to see this guy on TV.
Yeah.
But where does this church love thing come from, and why church loves of God?
Wow. Most of the times I get so much emotional when I talk about church loves because
You need a hanky?
I don't. It is something that I hold with much more respect and regard because to me personally, it's an assignment from God. It's not, just a normal or mere church loves that people hear or see. It's an assignment. And I have a strong conviction that this is God at work. How do we start church loves? I got a chance to actually be part of a group called the Royal Army. So I become one of the members into the Royal Army under King Wesley. So we were so much, on fire for Christ. We used to do a lot of things, attend Christian events, and do quite a lot of different things as well. Personally, I want to thank God. He has blessed me with a number of talents and gifts. I used to dance. I used to be part of a dance group. Yeah, I was in a dance group called Ignite Family, Ignite Dance Crew, way back. So that's why when I got into the space, I used to love to dance. Personally, I loved comedy. And one of the favorite movies that I watch are comic movies. Dabanyo comedy or Segera.
That means you're a fan of people like Jack Chan.
I'm so much in love with them.
Kevin Hart.
I also fell in love. Kevin Hart is my greatest, actor of all time. Kevin Hart anytime. Give me Chris Rock anytime. Those guys,
The Wine and Bros, man.
Exactly. So comedy was me. I used to love comedy. So when we were into the Royal Army, we started something like a church club down at Equatorial Mall. A lot of young people used to come there, enjoy some fun, some disco, or say Christian disco. And we wanted to utilize the entire week to have at least a different activity aside from the dances, because the DJs were there, music was there. But what else? So I got an idea. I was like, you know what? One of these days, why don't we put a comedy night throughout the entire week? Because we have Monday up to Saturday. How about what? Because church club, you are all Friday. So what happens on the rest of the days? So come up with the idea. Let's do a Christian comedy night. So even the first one was called Christian Comedy Show. We didn't have any name. So we started the first one. We did it. It was a success. We had like 20 people. We did the second one, we did the third one, but still and because I didn't also have like the knowledge. By then I had not even started TV. I was not on TV then, by the way. TV, I just got on TV recently, 2020. But Church Loves or Comedy started 2019. So the two bedroom. Pola, the cheap order. So, unfortunately, COVID-19 comes. We had done our first edition, I think it was May. We did a first show. Twakolanga weekly. Netubigidamu awo katini nyo Equatorial basement nebechanga. Netuga tuzewa.
Just like any dream has a battle.
Exactly. So, neteka Church Loves Nenjiranga May ku Mavuno. That was Tirupati Mazima Mall. A week to the event, took up venue, nange land road, batubanja renti, batufulumiza venue abadde tekyaliwo. So netubera mu kupanikinga. People have bought their tickets. We've rolled out the artwork. Everyone is excited about the show. Tugamba tugera giteeka. Mavuno yali atuwadde space at a very minimal cost.
And
Lord neyechanga. Tunonya events venues around town zitubula tugwa ku Bat Valley Theatre we had nothing to do. But Valley Theatre was somewhere Mirundi Ngena, the price that was asked for us. We had no option apart from take your cent. Set is one as a 20 because they call up profit. Just take a venue. Your venue is Jukila Winagamo coming of venue and your show with what? To me that day. I remember very well, I didn't make any profits on that show. Paid everyone. I see Ganti na tuaba sasula bulungi buli omu, but we ended the show to Gamba. Come on. Tujja kweyongerayo maybe. Let's re-strategize again. So unfortunately, COVID-19 came December 2019. Lockdown 2020, 2021, 2022. But ngelo manyi omuntu nga you have a strong passion about something. And to me, who was now into the industry, I had seen, yes, ebivulu byabalokole biberawo, abayimbi bajja, they have been given platforms, but there is a particular category of me that I wanted to also see that was comedy, that was not being, given attention to. So, I now understand the dynamics of the events, around events. I've mobilized some social capital, people who could definitely help here and there. I also have a small influence. I can speak to Ian, I can speak to Kupi, so I was like, why not? But even before that, God, help us come back strong. I remember very well, God gave me a vision, and I think that's where I say now it is a divine task given to us. So that is a long story. We'll not go into the vision and how it actually happened. I saw God. But long story short, God gave us an assignment to change the Christian media space. Narratives around it, all the things that are being attached to it, the mediocrity attached to Christian, products and everything around it. In other words, we are shaping the future and the next generation of Christian media in terms of entertainment and also personalities as well. So to me, I was like, we cannot start with a new concept. And we revive church labs and just rebrand it, bring it back into the faces of people so that they know. Because if we go biblical, our aim is to actually create smiles on people's faces. And if you are to read the Bible very well, Laban, you are the church. Ian, you are the church. So we want you to laugh. Replace the word church with your name. Say, Ian laughs. At the end of the day, we want to create a space where a dancer is happy, where a poet is happy, where an artist is happy, where a DJ is happy, a graphic designer is happy, a producer, audio and a video are happy. All Christian creatives being happy in all, in all their endeavors that they do. So that's why we came up with Church Laughs. You understand? So we are trying to build a community of Christian creatives, strong communities that know and understand themselves, because we did a survey and we found out that the biggest problem being faced with a Christian space is divisionism, disunity amongst ourselves. If I'm at backyard, I don't associate with anyone at House of D-Ray. I don't associate with myself with anyone who comes from M1. But eventually, once you sit down, we are all sharing the same message.
Yeah.
You understand? That's why at Church Laughs we have a saying that we are gifted differently, but we share the same message. When Ringtone stands on stage to sing, he is delivering a godly message through his skill. If Ian is speaking, if Kopi Bly is singing, he's delivering a message. At the end of the day, it is one goal. But why do we fight one another? So we want to create a space whereby we are all united as one. What hurts, an artist hurts a graphic designer. What hurts a graphic designer hurts the, an audio producer. So that's how we came back, and we came back with an intention. We came back so much, focused on what we wanted to do. Before, more than before, what try to get Zambugeza. That's why we're saying we are more than a joke. Because when people hear church laughs, but we are more than a joke. We want to create strong Christian creative communities in all different categories. Wow. And we're using just small tools. Comedy, most of these neglected, avenues. Comedy, dance, and poetry rather. And also adding an aspect of generosity as a way to give back to the community, which are fans at the end of the day. So it is a community still.
Yes, Laban.
Wow.
I can see you're still standing.
Yeah,
Speechless.
I happened to be there during the last event of Church Loves, and I seated there from beginning to the end. And actually, when I was seated there, I saw a lot of creativity. I saw a lot of commitment. When Elshadai came on stage, I looked at Elshadai and I was like, is this the same? Is this the same Elshadai that I know? But I want to understand something, Elshadai, because being in this creative industry, we have seen over the years, we have this notion, especially with our community, creative, especially people who were in creative, either they lacked something to do, that's why they diverted into doing all this comedy and all that. What word in sharing, especially sharing your right moment in the creative industry, what can you say, or how can you address this notion? Because we have people who are still on the same notion that creative, me, I don't want my kid to see my kid doing comedy. I don't want to see my kid doing music. I want my kid to do doctor. I want to see my kid being a lawyer, an engineer. But this kid is gifted in making people laugh or singing inspiration songs. How can you address this to our viewers, to somebody who is seated there and is still in that mode?
Wow, that's a very interesting question, Laban. I remember when you say you're a comedian, people will not take you serious. Oh, your work is, you're a comedian.
Yeah.
But this is also a gift and a talent. And what of the Lord says that whoever has been given a gift, let them use it to serve one another. If you are gifted in playing an instrument, don't use it to serve yourself. Serve Ian, because Ian cannot play that instrument. That's why God created us, to be able to worship Him, because He cannot worship Himself. So what Ian knows best, He will use it to also serve me. And everyone is gifted differently.
Yeah.
I remember when I joined Bible school, I had a notion that whoever goes to Bible school is trained to become a pastor. And I remember very well, I had a lot of debates with my spiritual father. I was like, I'm not going to be a pastor. I don't want to be a pastor. I sagala kubera mu Bible school. But I later on realized that the knowledge I picked from the Bible school has helped me navigate through all this journey. Because I've been able to lay my foundation on the Word of God. You understand? So getting back to your question, Laban, everyone, yes, has what we call a passion, has what we call a career, but it's always good to turn your passion into a career. It is, good to be paid for someone you love, for something that you love doing. Think of Cristiano Ronaldo. Soccer is his passion. He can even do it for leisure, but he's paid to do it. You will always love to do something, and if you're paid to do it, that's a plus. But you can still be a doctor and be a comedian. You can still be just like we see lawyers who are worship team leaders. They use their gifts to serve God. At the end of the day, they are also into their career. Someone can be, for example, an instrumentalist in church. Nayenga kyakola kirala nnyo. So the same applies to all the giftings God has given us.
Yeah.
Don't just say it because you're a lawyer, you're not going to be a poet. God might have given you a very broad mind to be able to use your pen to write very nice words that are going to speak to the hearts of men. You understand? So if you denounce that gift, then you've not served. Your career is not a gift from God, and He will not hold you accountable for that. But the gift that He has given you, then I've done injustice to myself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the same thing with you, Laban, that I'm telling you. If I have the ability to speak out my heart to the people who are concerned, to hold policymakers accountable, and I keep quiet, that is a problem. And that is the reason as to why Church Laughs really exists. Because personally, I've seen a lot of different things going wrong in the industry. And yet, if I also keep quiet, I have joined a bunch of other people who have come before us, and they have kept quiet. And that process is going to actually be a replica. Someone else is going to come after me. But we've been into the industry. For the time I've been into it, we've had a lot of different people saying gospel music does no longer serve me. It does no longer create an impact on me. And me as a person who is so much concerned about the industry, that will give me sleepless nights. You understand? I would say, now, what went wrong? If Elshadai, I was able to give my life to Christ because of music, if someone comes out and says music does not impact me no more, that means there is a great generation of people who love music that are not going to be impacted. So that means if I am to actually help other people receive Christ through music, I have to act on something that is going wrong. That's why we come through and say, you know what? Tuleme kwogera bwogezi. Music wa copy ndongo budongo.
Let's do something.
Let's have Kupi Blight. Ugambe Kupi. What happened to, the songs you sang, Nyweza, that kolangamo mulimu. What now happened? What went wrong? Because if we just join the people to just talk about it, we're not offering a solution. And as Church Laughs, this is the reason that we are here. We are being assigned for a time such as this to come and be the solution to the problems that are going on. So I think that answers your question, Laban.
Yeah, it does. It does. There are people outside there, especially the young people, they are at a crossroad, or they don't know what to do because they have this pressure from the family, yet they have this passion they want to pursue, but they don't have a platform where they can look up to, or people who they can look up to. And when I look at Church Love, this is a platform whereby they have anybody who is passionate to do something different can sit down and be inspired. And I was so much inspired by seeing or whatever happened, especially you did lines there. Spoken words. Yeah, you did. I was so much inspired. Maybe you can sample us something.
I will not sample you, but one of the greatest problems that our generation is faced with is understanding their purpose.
Yeah.
I think that is a big problem with us. If at all you understand your purpose and utilize your time very well and also serve your purpose, I think you will be at a very advantageous side. That goes back to what I said. If you fear God, you will know your purpose.
Yeah.
You understand? Personally, I told you I didn't join university immediately because I didn't know what I was going to do. So why was I joining university? But the challenge we have with most of the kids today, all of them senior 6, it goes with the pressure, university. Any course given to me, I will do it. Before you know it, you've spent 4 years at university. Normally a degree, no government, but me, I went to campus. First of all, I was paying my tuition. So I was respecting my money. So
Respecting your hard-earned money.
I knew I was intentional. I want to be in media, and I was there. You understand? So once you realize your passion, your purpose, regardless of which particular area you're into, oliwa amanya nti nze nakolebwa kubeera mulimi. Era nze omulimu gwa kulima mmere ne bwana abalooya ajja kubeerayo n'ennimiro osegeera a producing mmere oba ofuna bulungi. So understanding purpose is one of the critical elements.
Elshadai, still in the line of comedy, I'm still trying to get how you are convinced that the Christian space will accept the concept of comedy. Why do I have to ask that? Because, of course, but by the virtue of church, we take it to be a serious space. You know how church is. We always.
I will disagree with you.
But let me first come.
Because that's the mean. We all know, all of us where we grew up from, even seeing Pastor crack a joke in his sermon those days. It was something hard, it's deliverance, you come with your problems. So everyone is serious, waiting for that point of deliverance. I have my problems, but I'm trying to understand how you get this confidence to do it, and how did church, receive it? Because let me give you an example. There are people with dreads, like Kubi. Up to now, there are some churches they can't go in.
I know.
You get, because of the way he looks like. So it's also some kind of, they will look at some comedians, okay, just like you say, it's a joking, whenever we say comedian, it's a joking moment.
You feel they are not serious with life.
So how did you think about it that way, and how did you make the church love it?
It's really a long journey, and I think we've not yet convinced the church, but it's a journey in progress. Personally, I'm not a comedian.
Yes.
I just love comedy. But I've seen a lot of talented young people in church who are so funny. And probably either they lack platforms to showcase their talent, or they are going to conform to the standards and cross over and go to other platforms. But how do we convince people to love comedy? I would say we live in a changing world, whereby trends change, different things come on board, others things go. But as things change, we need to adjust and adapt without losing our values as Christians. I would definitely tell you that we have a lot of Christians that sneak around and go to comedy store. Yes, because they want to laugh, but this is not in line with their beliefs, you understand? But how about we create a platform for them to be able to come to their, to this particular, they don't have to hide their faces. Where cameras don't.
I've seen people, I will not mention names, but you see, of course, Comedy Store does put those their performances out there. So one time, we were here watching some backyard people, and we see some Christian and a minister. And when the camera came, the person was trying to hide, and we were like, okay, now why suffer this way? Because those of us who know the person already seen you, so why live into that?
And that's the problem we are trying to eradicate, because there is a particular group of people like him or her who love to laugh, but they do not have where to go. And what do we do for them? Should we leave them to go there? Because if we let them go, they are going to eventually get lost from there. But how about we create these spaces whereby Ian, you come with your daughter, you come with your wife, you don't have to hold their hands, you don't have to because someone is half naked on stage, you understand? And can we still stay on the values? Because we believe a joke should not be, should not disrespect someone's belief. For you to be funny, you don't have to, dress, half naked. For you to be funny, you don't have to speak vulgar languages. You understand? For you to be funny, you can be funny in a godly manner. no kuba jokozo the pastor and being a church love space doesn't mean that all jokes are coming from the Bible. There are a lot of things that are funny around us, around town. Funny jokes around politics without even being political. Funny jokes about tribes without even being tribalistic. You understand? But the bad thing is, people have attached. Nowadays, if you speak about comedy, either for you to be funny, which is the narrative that we are trying to shape. We want to tell Christians that, hey, you can have a good laughter that does not, defile your beliefs, your values. His content is king, but consistency is queen that keeps the house clean. I don't know if I quoted him right, but if you're inconsistent in something that you're doing, no one is going to take you serious. Yes, there are times that you feel like you want to give up, but maybe that next time you're going to do something, it's going to be a spark of your success. We've seen a lot of different creatives. They don't know how to but can you give it some time? Can you give it some time? There has to be that particular time to let it grow and also bear fruit at the end of the day. It might actually tarry and take some time, but it will definitely have its time to bear fruit. So we need to be consistent in the things that we do. Very many initiatives, very many, a lot of different programs have definitely come on in the Christian space. But today, if we ask you where some of these things, they are no longer, available, and people used to love them. But because sometimes, let me tell you here, and why inconsistency. People want to measure success of something with something visible. But most of the times, success is not visible. You might not understand the impact you're creating, but over time, you will definitely see it. If I want to do something, it's not money that you're going to take away or and you measure that as success. Some of the things that we're trying to do in the industry, most especially as Christians, we might not visibly see their impact. Chiringa muntu kuyimba luyimba. Oyizo butamanya bantu bameka berukomyeko. Ngato balabye, ngato bamanyi na bamanya. Bwe nobera yogamba luyimba lwansa. Nayenga eyo lyotamanyi. There are very many people that have been impacted. So people want to see their success attached to something visible, which is not the case. So some of the great innovations that have existed and lasted for some good time, their impact is not visibly seen. And the success is being seen here. There are lots of things that we are planning to do as church loves come 2023. And to me, I really want this year to come to an end because I can't wait for 2023. Because today, I and my team were drafting down the 2023 calendar and trying to place every activity we want to do, all the shows we want to do in there. And at least an activity. I will tell you that we want to tap into every sector, most especially the neglected sectors of the creative, Christian creatives. In January, I'm just giving you tips. In January, we want to open up the first Christian dance studio.
Wow, it's amazing, man.
This studio will cater for the likes of Ringtone, where he knows this is a Christian studio for dance. We'll definitely have a number of different dance classes for Christians. Music it's typically Christian music. naye era nga tolina kusneakinga kukweweka because ennaku zo social media yatawuka ojja kugendayo tumusange ku TikTok enkya okitegeera
Reggaeton ayina dance studios zabeera nga asobola kutunula left and right abanga asale
tomanya apati tujja kuba tumuyambyeko in the dance studio there we want to actually cooperate with already existing dance crews because one of the things that we do at Church House, we don't start things from scratch. We want to come to Gambe, okay, backyard. What are you doing? Where can we render support? If it's dance, how can we help the dancers? They're already existing. Because why then start? Because if we start, we are going to be competing, but we don't want that competition. So we are going to work with all dance crews to manage this is their space. We want to be a center of neutrality. This is a safe space for me. I'm going to be here and I'm going to be in a safe space. On top of the dancers, we are trying to, of course, also cook something for the poets. I want to launch a poetry house.
Wow.
It might not be a house as a house, but at least a night for them. Now, Ushimani, on a day like this, I'm going to the poetry house. It is strictly poetry. Oboli muyimbi, oboli dancer, jangu, otule, let the poets serve you. In that due course, we're planning a number of things. Then that we shall be having our Church Loves shows. Quarterly. Those are 3 shows in a year. We also launched what we call the Activate Fellowship Program, and I think this is our biggest baby that we want to give birth to the world, because we believe it's going to create a very great impact, most especially when it comes to Christian entertainment. We've had debates about music yatacha creating an impact, abana tebachamanyi chigambo, people coming to music and they are not rooted enough, they do not know what they are getting into. So we want to solve that problem with something called the Activate Fellowship Program. We're partnering with Can You Praise Talent Search. Can You Praise Talent Search about the from the auditions netuuka ku final omwanguzi bamuwa sente ze n'akwate ku nakolaki n'agenda, and that's where it stops. Exactly. But we're coming on board as Church Loves with the Activate program. So we want to say now, after the final, yes, Owangude sentence, but what next? So we are going to be giving an opportunity to 10 finalists and take them into our fellowship program. This fellowship program will have 5 months of training, skilling, and teaching these young superstars what they want to get into. They will be introduced into the game of industry, the game of Christian music, the roots of Christian music. Why do you do Christian music? What impact does it create? Can we take them back to the principles of discipleship through music? So we want to create that. And also attach them to mentors. To go into, okay, Laban, to more the mentor way, Annie, to mentor way, your grace Nachimera. Work with you in that journey, help you, go about different things, songwriting, brand positioning, instruments, and all those other things. So that once you come out from that program, you are full artist, fully equipped to face the battle line, or fully equipped to actually come and deliver as expected. So we're trying to do that. Every fellow will be given a mentor, and they will be given an opportunity to record 6 songs, and 1 song will be done with their mentors, a collaboration. And as Church Loves, we'll definitely also do 2 videos by the help of God. We'll do 2 videos for them. So on the top of the 6 songs, you have 2 videos already. You have a collaboration with your mentor, and at the end of the day, they will graduate from the academy. We shall hold a listeners' party for their music, and yes. So when you do count, statistics will indicate that every year we'll have 60. 60 songs from 10 fellows. We have 60 songs, and we have 30 videos in circulation. In a period of 5 years, I don't know how many artists will be I don't know how many artists will those
With
be.
a big impact.
I don't know in 10 years how many artists will those be.
Yeah.
And these are fully equipped artists because right about now, we do not have control of who gets into the industry.
Yeah, true.
I will wake up one day,
Feel like-
in a studio,
Yeah.
nyimba kaiba, katete
Yeah.
kumpewo,
And you have nothing to
katambule.
say to me.
But we believe with the Activate program, before you release a song,
People will come with a purpose.
people will come. Before you release a song, Laban, yes, you know, as your mentor gone through it, as your song, as you know, we have a group, an academy, full academy that has an audio producer, that has a songwriter, that has ABCD or singing, so that they see Bagambe, it's a good song. Lyrically, it's mature, and of course, the production is also good and clean. Kalufurume. Olubaluganye, Odeo studio. So we believe with that we shall have control of what is, being fed to the people, and we believe that we shall have created a bond
in Christian creatives without divisionism and disunity amongst themselves. So that's the broader picture.
Wow. Laban, such conversations always leave you at a more wanting state.
Yeah.
And the more you continue, the more you realize you don't want to end. But before I get to Laban to maybe send his last shot to Elshadai, there's so many people there who are watching and they would like to know, is Elshadai married, or when when does he see himself getting married? Is he seeing someone? Yeah, because we want people to start watching this podcast in peace and to live.
Or maybe he is an ambassador of not touching.
Of course, he better be an ambassador.
Yeah, I'm an ambassador. But I believe, like I said, everything has its own time and season. I want to believe that when the right time comes, I'll get married. When the right time comes, I will bear kids. When the right time comes, I will have a family. But for now, I'm just committed to someone. But I believe God will definitely, just make everything beautiful in His own time.
And show you another one.
And not another.
I'll show you
What a feeling.
this kind of feeling. Yes, Laban.
This is a conversation that has been so inspirational to me, and I want to thank you, Elshadai. I have no word. There's no word that can best describe you. I don't have one. I have tried to look through my dictionary, but I haven't found.
I'll give you a name. I am a game changer. Yes, a change maker.
Yeah. To add on that, you are a blessed man.
Man,
And,
very blessed man.
you have a heart for people. You are like this well that a lot people will come to quench their thirst.
Amazing.
In terms of fulfilling their purpose and achieving their dreams. And I have heard your story. I have listened to it very keenly, and the vision you have for Church Love, it's ultimately a big vision. And I want to say congratulations.
We're just starting on the journey. I believe by the grace of God, we'll definitely get there, because He started this, and we believe that He can definitely fulfill it.
Yeah. So to me is that keep pushing. We look forward for more. We are looking forward for more and more creative from you, your industry, and what you're doing into the industry is so much impactful to us. We look to you as a source of inspiration. And may God keep on blessing you and expand your territories.
Amen. Amazing.
Wow. So, every time Laban says those statements, I can't add on. But Elshadai, there's one person who has been watching this from the beginning and is inspired. But what are those words that you want to leave that young person? Even we have old people, because our show targets everyone who's interested into the creative industry, to be specific, the gospel industry, and who appreciates whatever is being done. So what message? But then they come into their lives. There are these people with dreams and they would love to do something, but every time they lose focus, most of them, they don't know the right team. They don't know how to find the right people to put on their team. They don't know how to earn their social capital. Some of them, they don't know where to find it. But what's that word of inspiration that you can live with them?
Oh, this is the point where I feel like a motivational speaker. Number one, if you're a young person that has a dream, I will tell you, no one will understand your dream better than you. Yes, you can run to anyone for advice, but let no one change your dream. Let no one tell you what you no, you understand your dream better. Don't lose focus and don't give up on your dream. Times might definitely change and you feel like you're not achieving what you are meant to achieve, but do not give up. Just stay focused, because in due season you will definitely get there. The other thing I'll definitely talk about is fear God. Because if you fear God, I will repeat it again, you will definitely have wisdom to discern what is good and what is right. Because a wise man is not seen by how they dress. A wise man is not seen by how much they earn. A wise man is not seen by how much, how many, belongings they have, city houses, cars. But a wise man is seen by the way they speak and the way they conduct themselves. We are representatives of God here on earth, and we need to reflect that to the entire world. So we need to live just like Jesus or just like God. There is something that I actually didn't mention about, most especially that is attached to Christian creatives. There are lots of things to do with sexual immorality in church. More than ever, you'll find married men, engaging themselves into adultery. And these are ministers. And to me, that breaks my heart.
Yeah.
You look at someone as an inspiration. Young people are also looking at them, but also they're doing such kind of things. And you feel like, oh God, I wish this could happen to this person. But the fear of the Lord cannot allow you to do such things.
Yeah.
As a young person, once you fear God, you have it all.
Wow.
And the last thing I would definitely say is never fight anyone. Because if you fight someone, it's like you're fighting God, because they might actually be operating their season and God has placed them in that very season. So if you fight someone, you're fighting God literally. So never fight for someone and never be, feel like someone is a threat to you. You are maybe not doing something right, or you're actually out of time. So that will be, those will be my last remarks to someone. Maybe they have blessed someone. I want to believe.
Wow, thank you so much, guys, for chilling with us. Remember, we're into the Christmas season, so wherever you're going to catch your Christmas from, please remember, Christmas is about love, family, laughter, and definitely sharing. So make sure you share with us, with your family. But those of you who feel like you want to have Elshadai, but maybe it's already, since he has told us he's committed to someone.
Yeah.
I am already booked for Christmas.
Yes, but guys, we love you so much. Please, we want to end this in style today, since it's a Christmas season. All right. And since I know by the time we'll be back on our next podcast, it will be probably, it will be probably after Christmas, after you guys watch this. But we love you so much. And from us to you, it's a good day. God bless you.